So I've just recorded a video in which I told you is that so I've just recorded a video in which I told you that all you need to do is to find your what, you know, that money making opportunity. You can either build or open something, or you can become something to bring money to you. And that is all in your hand. Now, suppose once you have find suppose once you have found your answer, you have found out that okay, this is what I want to establish myself as, and this is what I want to do to bring money to me. So now what next you need to do after finding out that answer? Well, after finding out that answer, what you need to do is to begin establishing yourself as that somebody. For example, suppose you have chosen the profession of being a doctor. So what you need to do, you need to begin establishing yourself among public as doctor. And how do you do it? First of all, you need to begin putting in some label, some relevant and relatable label with your name. For example, I very smartly put sir with my Instagram handle and all of my social media handle actually. So anywhere you see me and anywhere you see my profile, what do you see? You see Manish sir. So as soon as you read that sir, you immediately get into your consciousness that this person is sir. I mean, he's somebody who's good in books, maybe, or good in education, maybe, or good in knowledge. So I do not need to explain anything in detail to you, that who am I, what do I do, why you should be listening to me, why you should follow me on my social media profile. As soon as you people read that label, sir, it did something to your brain. You got my video and you stopped. You started listening. You thought that this guy, sir, he must be good in something. So let's listen to him. And this is how you started listening. Those of you who found my knowledge interesting, stayed, give me a follow back. And those of you who could not relate with the kind of stuff I'm sharing here, you simply scrolled up. But that label works for me. It helps me in establishing me as a sir. As soon as people listen to that word sir with my name on social media and offline also, their attitude kind of change towards me, and they start looking at me through the lenses of sir, that as if they are looking at somebody who is sir. So this is what, if you want to become, I mean, this is what applies to all of the profession. If you want to become a policeman, you need to find similar label for yourself. If you want to become doctor, you want to attach similar label with your name. If you want to become a lawyer, an advocate, maybe a gym trainer, whatever profession you have chosen for yourself, that I am going to establish myself as this somebody. So the very first thing that you must do, you begin using that similar, I mean, some label which can help you establish as that personality. Achar, Guruji. There are so many labels which people can use to establish themselves as the kind of person and the kind of personality they are trying to establish themselves. So in my case, I am using the word sir. As soon as anybody listen to that word sir or read that word sir with my name, either online or offline, it immediately builds into their consciousness that this guy is somebody who's into education or who might be knowledgeable. So we need to respect him, we need to listen to him. And those of you who find the kind of knowledge I'm sharing interesting, stay, give me a follow back. And those of you who cannot relate with it, they simply scroll up. But the important thing that you need to focus on here is that you need to find a label which is relevant to the kind of profession you have chosen for yourself, and you need to begin using it very consciously and very intentionally. You need to begin using that label with your name very intentionally, because it is one of the many things which helps you establish yourself as that somebody. Now, second thing, you need to make yourself look like that this is who I am. For example, suppose you are maybe, for example, sitting in a restaurant, okay, and in the same restaurant, there is a policeman, okay, actual policeman who is a policeman, but he is in civil dress, he is in formals. I mean, casual dress. He is in casual dress, but then there is other guy, but in the same restaurant there is another guy who is not a policeman professionally, but he is still putting on or donning a dress of a policeman. He has put on a costume which can make him look like a policeman. Now tell me, who will you consider a policeman? The guy who is actually a policeman but is in civil dress or maybe in casuals, or the guy who is not a policeman but he is still donning that costume of a policeman? Your consciousness will make you believe as if the guy you are looking at who is into the dress of a policeman is a policeman, whereas on the other hand, the guy who is an actually a policeman, simply because he is not into the dress of policeman, you will not think or you will not take him as a policeman. You will keep on thinking that he's some random guy who is in casuals or maybe in uh, some other dress, and this guy who is into the costume of a policeman is the policeman. So this much of difference, the kind of dresses you are putting on, makes on human brain. This level of difference and this level of impact, the kind of costume you are putting on, makes on human brain. I will give you another example. I think since our childhood we have been watching all of these ads on television where somebody in that white coat which normally doctors put on in hospitals come and give us some suggestions or advices or knowledge around whatever they are trying to sell. Mostly we see them in the advertisements of toothpaste, toothpaste, toothbrush. So mostly in these kind of ads we see these random guys or girls who are putting on the dress or that white coat of doctor and giving us advices and suggestions on the kind of toothpaste or the toothbrush we should be buying from market. I want to tell you that these are not real doctors. These are not real doctors. These are some actors. They have only made them put on that dress of doctor. And simply because they are in that white coat, which normally doctors put on at hospitals, we start taking them as doctors and we start listening to their advices a bit more seriously. We start thinking that he is a doctor, and if he is suggesting us that we should buy a toothpaste of this brand or maybe we should buy a toothbrush of this brand, he simply because he is a doctor, so we should follow his advice and we should go to the market and buy the toothpaste or the toothbrush which this doctor is suggesting to us. So this level of difference and impact, the kind of dress you are in, put on people's brain. You can normally see, especially in our countries like India, as soon as somebody see a guy or a girl in orange dress, they automatically start respecting them. They automatically start looking at them as as a respectable personality. We start thinking that this guy is a sage or maybe this guy is a saint, even if he is a dacoit, even if he is a robber maybe, or even if he is some serious criminal. But simply because he has put on an orange color dress, we immediately start taking him as sage or saint and we start respecting him. We start looking at him through the eyes of respect. So this much of importance lies in the kind of costume you are putting on. So if you want to establish yourself as achar, So begin putting on that kind of dress. If you want to establish yourself as astrologer, begin putting on that kind of dress. If you are trying to establish yourself as doctor, begin putting on that kind of dress, so whatever you have chosen for yourself, first thing is begin putting some relevant label with your name. For example, I'm a psychologist, so if you could have seen a name, a label doctor with my name, whatever I'm trying to do here on internet, it would have been a little more impactful, because that doctor tag much that doctor tag would have put a very positive impression of mine in your brain. But simply because that tag is not there, some of you may not take me seriously, no matter how valuable information or knowledge or wisdom I'm sharing here. But simply because I have put that tag sir there, it somewhere works in favor of me. Some of you stops at my profile and start listening to me because of that tag sir. Now, maybe because I'm not kind of putting myself in that kind of costume which can establish me as a psychologist or maybe a career counselor, coat, formal dresses, ties. If I'll begin putting that kind of dress mostly before, especially recording these videos, my videos will be more impactful. Why? Because when people will see me in the costume of career counselor and a psychologist, they will start taking me a little more seriously. Only the change of dresses or the clothes I am putting on will make a huge difference in how others are perceiving me and my personality. So, this is another important tip that you need to focus on. First of all, find a label which can help you establish as that somebody, then start putting on similar dresses that can help you establish as that somebody. Now the third thing is, if you want to stay, if you want to bring sales, you need to stay relevant. If you want to stay relevant, you need to be visible, and if you need to be visible, you need to stay in motion. I am repeating it again so that you can understand it in much better way, or it can get into your consciousness in much better way. If you want to bring sales, if you want people to take you seriously and pay you money, if you want to create those opportunities where people are actually paying you money, you need to stay relevant in market. And to stay relevant in market, you need to be seen, you need to stay visible. And if you want to be seen and if you want to stay visible in market, you need to stay motion. All of these videos I am continuously recording and putting on my profiles is keeping me in motion, is keeping me in motion. And simply because I am in motion, I am visible. Some of you are taking out time to actually watch me and listen to my videos, so it is helping me in maintaining my relevancy into the market, and I stand chances of making money as long as I am relevant into the market. As soon as my relevancy into the market would end, my chances of making money will also end. So if I need to keep on creating those money making opportunities, I need to stay relevant. I need to maintain my relevancy. And if I need to maintain my relevancy, I need to maintain my visibility. And if I need to maintain my visibility, I need to stay in motion. I need to keep on moving. I need to keep on doing something which can keep me in motion and can help me draw the attention of people on me. So I'm in motion. I am simply because I'm in motion, I'm able to draw your attention on me, and you people are giving me your time and attention, because of which I am able to maintain my relevancy, because of which I am visible into the market and I am able to maintain my relevancy, and I stand all the chances of making money, all the chances of making some of you people to pay me money. So this is another important tip that you must take from this video. So if I summarize, first of all, find a relevant label and start putting it with your name. Second, start putting in the similar kind of dresses, whatever personality or profession you have chosen yourself and you have decided to establish yourself into, start putting on similar dresses. Third is stay in motion. Stay in motion, stay visible, maintain your visibility and relevancy into the market, because your chances of making money stands there only as long as you stay relevant and you stay visible. Now, one more thing that I want to add here is I want to tell you that there is some magic in screen. Tell me why we are so much impressed by all of these media personalities, people from entertainment industry, because we watch them only on screen. And I want to tell you there is some magic in screen. If you can put yourself on screen and if you can make people watch you and listen to you on screen, you can make yourself more impactful. Your personality can be more effective. The same people who are watching you on a screen will perceive you very differently when they will watch you offline. So if you want to turn yourself and your personality more impactful, and if you want to make yourself more effective, be on screen. Yes, be on screen. Of course, social media has made it possible for all of us today. During a period of time when there was no social media, it was not possible for just another guy to be on screen. Only the people who were either in media or in entertainment industry could have been on a screen. But today, simply because there is social media, we all can be on a screen. And I'm telling you, there is some magic on screen. The same people who are watching you on a screen, if they will watch you offline, they may not perceive you with a similar amount of importance. They may not put similar amount of value in you. But when people watch you screen, and or when you make yourself appear on a screen, people start taking you a little more seriously. They start putting a little more value in you, and they start treating you as somebody who is important. I may be living in the worst part of the country, maybe, but simply because I am on a screen, people, especially who are watching me on a screen, is are putting importance in me and are considering me as somebody who is valuable. So another tip that you need to take from this video is make yourself get on screen, and it is very much possible today because of social media. Now another tip is work on your communication, because if I am telling you that you need to stay in motion, if you you need to be on screen, how can you make it possible? Communication. And communication also make you somebody who is more effective even in that particular profession. For example, there are two doctors. One doctor is not good in communication, but there is another doctor who is good in communication. I am telling you, the personality of this another doctor who is good in communication will be more impressive. He will be more effective. He will be doing better than this first doctor, and he will be standing better chances of becoming more successful than this first doctor, only because he has developed this attribute in him, the attribute of being good in communication. Your communication must be very effective. You must be very good in communicating on a screen, communicating among public, communicating on road. I mean, communicating among public. You must be good in communicating. If you can polish your trait of communication, you can enhance your entire personality and you can multiply your chances of becoming successful in whatever profession you have chosen for yourself multifold. In fact, if you look at politicians and people from entertainment industry, what these people are doing most of the time, communicating. Their communication ability is keeping them at those responsible and glamorized positions. This is what helping them establish themselves as powerful personalities, and this is also what helping them attract the attention of more and more people towards them. I am telling you, it is very important in today's, I mean, it has always been important. All of the people who has been working on their communication and making themselves good in communication has always been standing better chances of earning more, drawing more attention to them, and becoming more successful in their life. So another tip that you need to take from this video is to work on your communication and make yourself very good in communication. Polish your ability to communicate as much as you can, because it is a huge trait which can make a multifold of difference in the kind of impact you can leave on others and the kind of results you can generate for yourself. So I want to summarize again all of the things. First of all, find a label which suits the kind of personality you are trying to establish and begin using that label with your name. Second, start putting on similar kind of dresses which can help you establish as that somebody. Next is uh, stay in motion. Stay in motion. If you want to stay relevant, you need to stay visible, and if you want to stay visible, you need to stay in motion. So stay in motion. Fourth tip is be on screen. Give your everything, put in every effort you can put to bring yourself on screen, because screen has a magic. Anybody you are seeing on screen looks more important, valuable, glamorized to you, and the kind of impact you make on people when you are on a screen is way better than the kind of impact you can make on people offline when you are not on screen. Next thing is work on your communication. Only working on your communication can multiply your chances of getting success multifold, and it can also help you become somebody special even in that profession. There are 10 doctors, I am telling you, but the one or two doctor who are very effective in communication, who has this trait of communicating very effectively, will always be considered more valuable, more important. They will always be getting special attention of people. They will always be getting special attention of people who are above them. They will be given more responsibility. They will be given better positions simply because they are good in communication. Yes, I want to add here the leadership abilities, how to handle people, how to deal people, how to convince them, how to make them do whatever you are trying to do. That is another trait that you can develop in yourself. But in this video, I want to limit to all of these traits that you need to focus on in order to establish yourself as that particular personality.